Right, let's talk about the most important stretch of water on the planet right now, because what is happening in and around the Strait of Hormuz is not just a military story. It is not just a geopolitical story. It is an economic story that affects every single person on this planet who drives a car, heats their home, or buys anything that was ever put on a ship, which is basically all of us. Every single one of us, Israel and Iran, are still striking each other, still, despite everything, despite the devastation, despite the casualties, despite the fact that the region is on fire and the world is watching with its hands over its eyes. The strikes continue, and the United States, the country that started this whole thing with its assault on Iran alongside Israel, says its plans for talks with Tehran remain fluid. Fluid, that is the word they chose, fluid, not progressing, not advanced. Not imminent, fluid, which in diplomatic language means we have absolutely no idea what we are doing and we are hoping nobody notices. But people are noticing because the markets are noticing, and the markets never lie. Brent crude, the global benchmark for oil prices, has been on a roller coaster that would make your head spin. When Trump threatened to hit Iran's infrastructure over the weekend, the price shot up to $113 a barrel. $113. Then Trump made some positive noises about talks with Iran and the price dropped back to 97. Then it climbed again to 106. Then dropped, then settled at exactly $100 a barrel. $100. Think about what that means for everything in your life. Your petrol, your heating, your groceries. Every single thing that gets transported anywhere on this planet becomes more expensive when oil hits $100 a barrel. And we are sitting right there, right on that number, right on the edge. And then there is the Strait of Hormuz itself. Let me put this into perspective for you, because I do not think people fully understand what is at stake here. Around one-fifth of the entire world's oil and liquefied natural gas moves through that strait. One-fifth of global energy supply passing through a channel of water that is right now in the middle of a war zone. And Iran has reportedly been laying mines. Defense officials say they believe reports of mines being laid are true. Mines in the Strait of Hormuz in 2026. The kind of thing you read about in history books about the Second World War is apparently happening right now in one of the most critical shipping lanes on the face of the earth. Now here is where the UK and France come in, because Britain and France, two of the world's major naval powers, are apparently stepping up. Defense officials say the UK, working with France, is helping build a coalition of countries to help secure the Strait of Hormuz. Once conditions allow, and those last three words are doing a lot of heavy lifting, aren't they? Once conditions allow, because right now conditions do not allow. Right now the threat level is too high. Right now a small number of tankers are still moving through that strait, but the vast majority have turned around or are waiting. Waiting for conditions to allow, waiting for someone to make the strait safe again, waiting for the mines to be cleared and the missiles to stop flying and the world to collectively agree that the free flow of global energy is more important than whatever geopolitical point anyone is trying to prove right now. The UK has offered to host a security conference either in Portsmouth or London to develop plans for securing the strait. And officials are talking about a multinational solution involving crewed vessels and autonomous vessels working together to escort tankers safely through. This is not a small operation. This is not something you put together overnight. Building a coalition of navies, clearing mines, escorting tankers, providing reassurance to merchant shipping. This takes time. This takes coordination. This takes political will from multiple countries simultaneously, and all the while the oil keeps not flowing. All the while the price keeps climbing, all the while the markets keep shaking. And speaking of markets, the FTSE 100 is down 4.8% in the last 5 days. Nearly 5%. Japan's Nikkei 225 down more than 3%. Hong Kong's Hang Seng down more than 3%. These are not small numbers. These are not rounding errors. These are real losses felt by real pension funds, real investments, real savings that real people are depending on. And yes, there have been some gains since Monday, and yes, things are calmer on the markets today. But calm is not the same as stable. Calm is not the same as resolved. Calm is just the eye of the storm. And anyone who tells you the economic turbulence from this war is over is not paying attention. Here is what we know. Israel and Iran are still striking each other with no end in sight. American plans for talks with Tehran are, and I love this word, fluid. The UK and France are trying to build a naval coalition to secure the Strait of Hormuz, but cannot act yet because the threat is too high. Mines have reportedly been laid in one of the most critical shipping lanes on Earth. Oil is sitting at $100 a barrel and moving constantly based on whatever Trump says on any given day. And global stock markets are down significantly with more volatility almost certainly coming. Here is what we do not know: when this ends, how this ends, whether the talks with Iran will ever move beyond fluid, whether the naval coalition will come together fast enough to matter, whether the mines in the Strait of Hormuz will be cleared before something catastrophic happens to a tanker and the price of oil hits 150, whether the markets will stabilize or whether what we are seeing now is just the beginning of a much deeper economic shock. 1/5 of the world's energy supply mines in the water, navies being assembled, markets shaking, talks that are fluid, strikes that continue. This is not a regional conflict anymore. This is a global economic event dressed up in the language of war, and every single one of us, whether we are following this story or not, is going to feel it. At the pump, in our heating bills, in our shopping, in our pension statements, in the price of everything that gets made anywhere and shipped anywhere on this planet. The Strait of Hormuz is 21 miles wide at its narrowest point. 21 miles. And right now those 21 miles are holding the entire global economy hostage. This has been the royal truth. I will see you next time.